Welcome back, guys, to DTF TV. Today we're going to be talking about firearms and defining a handgun's action. Before we proceed, we want to ensure that the firearm is clear from all ammunition. There's nothing in the barrel. There's no magazine in the magazine well. Also, there's no ammunition inside of the magazine itself. Understanding a handgun's action is one of the first steps towards understanding their function and in selecting the one that meets your needs. Firearm in a single action mode will have a light, short trigger press, and firearm in a double action mode will have a longer, heavier trigger press. Mechanically speaking, single action means that the trigger performs a single function, that is, it releases the hammer, which means the hammer already has to be cocked. This trigger press is going to be a short and light trigger press. While double action means that the trigger press does two things. It first cocks the hammer, then it releases it. This trigger press will be a long, heavy trigger press. Before we proceed, we want to ensure that this revolver is clear. There's nothing in the cylinder. This particular revolver is called a double action only revolver. With its hammer hidden in the frame of the gun, this revolver is a double action only, which provides a consistent trigger press that is longer and heavier than a similar revolver shot in a single action mode. This trigger press will be a long and heavy trigger press. This particular firearm is considered to be a single action only semi-automatic. Before we proceed, we want to ensure that the firearm is cleared. There's nothing in the barrel and no magazine is in the magazine well. The firearm is cleared. Single action only semi-automatics can only be fired after the hammer has been cocked, either by racking the slide or with the thumb, which makes it a single action only. The light short trigger press necessitates that the pistol has a manual safety and a thumb safety. The manual safety can lock the slide and trigger and allow the gun to be carried cocked and locked. Given that this firearm is a single action only, it's going to have a short, light trigger press. This particular firearm is called a 1911 striker fire pistol. Before we proceed, we want to ensure that the firearm is cleared. There is nothing in the barrel and the magazine has been removed from the magazine well. Instead of using a hammer to drive the action, striker fire pistol utilizes a striker or firing pin held back under the tension of a spring designed to mimic the longer, heavier trigger press of a double action only. This particular firearm has a long, heavy trigger press. With this information, I hope it can help you to decide which firearm is right for you. Double action only revolver, double action single action revolver or DASA, double action semi-automatic which carries an exposed hammer, or a striker fire pistol like Glocks, Smith & Wesson, M&P and others, or a single action only, which is a 1911 with an external thumb safety.